welcome to the final Tiny Table Talk for the Challenge World Championship. And let's just get into it, let's not even deal with an intro. Let's not go into the transition card. Let's just dive right into it because I think we have some explaining to do over stuff that I didn't mention in my review and recap because frankly, stuff was coming out after I had created that video and set it all up. So let's start off with what was edited out of the finals. First, let's get to a comment from Ollie who says, it's a shame that parts of the finals were edited out in order to condense everything into one episode. Feel like we've gone from one extreme with the Challenge Season 38 final to another. As a Brit, happy Team UK pulled it out. Now, does this surprise me that things were edited out of these finals? No, I think we should all come to expect that there will be moments that will not make it to the final edit. I think last season felt more egregious because it was 100 hours. I think there was 3 total episodes, but with this, it was only 50 minutes, which begs the question, why was this only 50 minutes? Why wasn't this longer? I mean, this already felt like a really tough final, so why not just show us what everybody was put through the whole way around? Theo talked about how there was a big portion of the beginning kind of cut out. Danny says that like a third of the final wasn't even shown in the final edit, and in an Entertainment Weekly interview, Jordan says that there was a canoeing part that helped him and Kaz be able to make up some time on catching Casey and Troy and ultimately surpassing them. I think that I'm always going to be frustrated because I would love to see all of the finals, even if you just touch on it and then move on. Maybe it's not great for TV, but at least we have the full picture of what everybody is going through in these finals, because TV production will always say it's better to have more instead of not enough. But at the end of the day, I would like to see everything that the contestants go through. Now, one major thing that we need to touch on, and what a lot of people were commenting in my Thursday's review and recap, was the discrepancy in the results of the Crack the Code checkpoint. We have Deandra saying, hey Angel, I wanted to talk about the Crack the Code puzzle. I saw a bunch of tweets debating the actual answer, saying it was actually 062. Just wanted to see what you thought about it. Also, I love your content. I can't wait to see what you do later on. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm glad you love the content. I have a lot more coming up. Lovable Nikki also weighed in on this, saying there is Discord on social media about the Crack the Code checkpoint. 042 and 062 are both correct answers. Let's stop fighting. AENMMOY1322 says, are the riddles overseen by child producers? Because why in the hell did they say 042 was the correct answer when the answer is 062? Do the math yourself, Angel. 1 + 1 is not equaling 2 here. And finally, Claudia P89 says the internet is saying 042 wasn't right, and now I have a math headache. These are just a handful of the many comments that had flooded my Thursday's review and recap, and I did see a huge Twitter thread with the picture of the board. I have taken my own screenshots, blew up the pictures, have gone through and solved the riddle myself, diving into each and every clue, and I have come to the fact that I truly believe that 062 is the definitive answer, but also I can understand where this is a somewhat weirdly worded number puzzle in the sense that I can see why the contestants all got confused and wrote down 042 to the point where I think on the day of filming these finals, that the producers, when given the option of 042, they looked at the numbers, they looked at the clues, and by the wording, they felt that it was vague enough to allow 042 and 062 to both be deemed correct answers. Let's go looking at the clues real quick. I've numbered them 1 through 5, just like this. One omission that I think is super big in this is the word only not being used in any sense on this puzzle board. Without the word only in any of these clues, I think it leaves a door open in the sense that there is some leeway where maybe 042 is acceptable rather than only 062 being the definitive answer. Now, what trips me up, because I was in the camp that, 042 and 062 are interchangeable, they're both 100% correct, is clue number 3. Clue number 3 says 2 numbers are correct, but wrong placed. and it says 204. If 042 is the correct answer, technically it's 3 numbers are correct, but wrong placed. But because the word only isn't used in any of these clues, I think it led to production making the on-the-spot decision to allow 042 because I think that they didn't want to confuse the people any further. They didn't want any real backlash, kind of like the missing 4th step in All-Stars 2. Does this frustrate me? Yeah, to a certain extent, it does frustrate me because they've had how much time going over all these puzzles, setting up all these stations that they could have some more quality checkers going through each and every clue to make sure that, hey, if this is the answer we're going for, let's make sure that there is no leeway that there could be an A, B, or C answer, that there can only be one correct answer. And I've seen a lot of people on social media calling out Jordan and Kaz and Tori and Danny specifically for getting 042 and having them get it correct, so it allowed them to get first and second place for majority of the first phase. But I did go and rewatch the scene, and Casey and Troy also got 042, and they got second place in the first stage. I will be the first to have torn out my hair wanting to throw a fit if by some chance Casey and Troy did get the correct answer of 062, but got third place and the least amount of sleep out of everybody, but because all the teams got the same exact answer of 042, I'm not as angry. And what leads me to believe that this was more so on an error of the wording in the clues is how all the teams got the same exact answer when it's pretty much clear that it's not the right exact answer. Just please, in the future, get quality checkers that you've misworded or left something off or something. You screwed up on a puzzle. Get your crap together. Get more eyes on these boards before you send them to Kinko's, print them out, and pack them up to send to South Africa or Argentina or wherever you're filming your seasons. Just quality check them a little bit more. The challenge, it's not that hard. Get 8 people to just check it over real quick and make sure that it's exactly how you want it to go instead of then kind of coming up on the spot, making a quick decision or figuring out you missed a complete step on there. The next comment comes from Doc's Pop Reviews, who says, Drew, if Amber had not been pregnant and her and Troy made it to the final, do you think they would have beaten Jordan and Kaz? I do, because Troy can keep up with Jordan and Amber has better endurance than Kaz, and Amber would have done the smoothie better than Kaz. Thoughts? JC also comes in with a comment saying, I would have loved to see Troy and Amber run a final. Troy's a beast and Amber's endurance is amazing. It's hard not to think back to the Double Agents finals and look at these finals and go, how do you not think that Amber and Troy would have just beasted out these finals? Amber would have been so far ahead of Troy, and we know how much energy Troy had during this whole finals. I think that Amber and Troy, if they would have made it to the finals, easily in the top 2, pushing for that top spot. If Amber wasn't pregnant, I think she would have gotten the smoothie down pretty well. Willie comes in with a comment saying, I feel that Troy is a good partner when Casey was struggling to get up and down the hill. Troy helped her out. He has been a joy in the season, and hopefully we see him in the future. Gosh, MTV production, please call Troy every and all seasons, please. Callus comes in with a comment saying, can't believe I'm saying this, but Casey has grown on me this season and found myself rooting for her most of the way. And shout out to Troy. What an absolute gentleman. I will say, Casey had a rough path to the finals. This was a tough season for her. I mean, going into 4 eliminations, she basically doubled her elimination output this season alone compared to the other seasons that she has played on. And she was able to go in, fight for her spot in this game. Yeah, she did a great job. I'm not gonna lie. I too was rooting for Casey and Troy. Gloria comes in with a comment saying, when they grab the keys on top of the mountain, it's edited wrong. We are shown that Tori and Danny get there before Casey and Troy. However, when Casey and Troy grab their key, there is another key on the hook. Why would they say Tori was ahead of them for? What was the point in that? My thought exactly, after rewatching it 3 times, I also thought on the 3rd or 2nd time when they passed them, when they said the edit, when the edit said they passed them going up the mountain and Casey and Troy looked like they were going down the mountain, I was like, that doesn't sound right. I wonder if they passed them through the walk in the woods or soon after that. and they didn't have a camera on them, or it wasn't that exciting, and they just decided, let's just use the moment here, because not long after they said that, oh, we passed them, and they grabbed the key and they took off down the mountain, they cut to Jordan and Kaz in the woods, and Jordan is like pointing at the finish line just past the trees, and they're getting excited, and then the next frame, we see Tori yelling for Danny to come on because we are very close to the end. So I think just to cut down on the editing of like, oh, well, they walked for another 2 miles before Tori and Danny finally overtook Troy and Casey. And so they just decided to just morph it there. I understand that the editing is weird. I just think that's what went through their head of like, oh, well, they passed them at some point. So we'll just say they passed them here instead of like 10 minutes later, they're passing them on the walk on the dirt trail or through the woods. Maybe there wasn't a camera guy rolling at that point, or maybe they just didn't think it was that compelling at that point, so they just decided to do it right here on the mountain. But that was a good catch, because I did catch that like third watch. Do It Heartily says, 2 things I noticed were Tori did not care about Danny's "I told you so" confessional about sending Jordan Kaz into elimination. I have a theory that maybe there was a kickback off camera with money, but that's just my theory. I have no idea if that's true or not. I'm just saying that maybe there was a secret deal that happened, since Tori did give Jordan like $38K last season at the finals, so maybe there was something that was kicked back. And Jordan and Kaz didn't share any of the money. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that they didn't share any of the money on camera, but it's hard to see how everything went through this season and not think maybe there is a sort of kickback system that is in play here, and maybe we're just not seeing it. I'd rather not see it at all. I would rather believe that it's not happening. Nor should they have to bring back second and third place prizes 100%. Why? With $1 million, the most prize money the challenge has ever been giving up, why are we holding this first place only gets prize money? Why? You have so much money. Do what you did in like Dirty 30 and split it up in 3 different ways. And Florida Boy Can Scrab also agrees all or nothing prize money pools suck. And I agree. I think we should bring back second and third place prize money. I've heard a lot of fans and audiences, and even some of the hosts on the Challenge Official podcast have said, we would like to have some money, just getting in third place, getting in second place. And if that alleviates people feeling the need to have to share their earnings because they are the friends, they did help get you there, but now you're taking all the money and now you feel somewhat guilty about winning this thing, even though you won outright. Now you have the feeling of like, oh, well, we should make this a tradition of giving everybody prize money. It's like, challenge. That is an alarm for you to get the clue, take the hint, start handing out prize money for first, second, and third. Don't leave this for the first place to now take on the responsibility of handing out charity to second and third, because you won't do that. You won't just automatically split the prize. Just split the prize money. YouTube Bearcat comes in with a comment saying, Drew, glad you enjoyed the final. It was a total letdown for me and a total fail for the season. I did see a lot of comments from my review and recap kind of having a mixed bag of feelings over this finals. Some people liked it, some people thought it was boring, some people thought it was a letdown, other people thought it was the best final in a few years, main show or spinoff. I think that I enjoyed it after being subjected to like 4 spinoffs of pretty much the same finals back to back to back to back. I think that this was better than the USA finals where everybody just quit on the spot. And I think those being the more recent finals examples maybe have clouded my judgment. And this one just felt like a breath of fresh air. Having it feel like other finals that we've seen before, just slightly different. It was not perfect. Trust me, it was not perfect, as we went through with the discrepancies of the Crack the Code and all the editing faux pas, and some of the moments just feel out of whack a little bit. But at the end of the day, I didn't hate it, and I actually felt like it was somewhat fun to watch in moments, and I thought it was rather difficult. Whereas the 100-hour final felt like a major letdown. The challenge spinoffs feeling like an edited down version of the 100-hour final and just makes all of them feel the exact same way. And then the USA final being where everybody just quits, and it just, I don't know, even the Challenge Series 7 wasn't that great of a finals in my opinion. So having all those be the more recent finals experiences and then having this one, I think comparatively this one just outshined all of those. In my opinion, at least. El Jefe comes in with a comment saying, Drew, I have to ask, this is a spinoff technically. No, it is definitely a spinoff, not technically. Does this count as a championship for Jordan? If so, does CT's 2 spinoff championships count now too? I think that this is a comment that is circulating around and has been questioned for so many times. I've seen people say that, okay, well, All-Stars should count as challenge titles and official challenge championships to be added to people's records. And I've seen that people say like, oh, well, this competition for the World Championships was higher than any other season that we've had fairly recently, so this one should count. And I can understand that. I think that this would be an incredible debate or conversation with a roundtable of the challenge aficionados and maybe content creators. You know, maybe I should do a roundtable, reach out to people that would like to maybe have a conversation about whether the spinoff should count as main challenge championships or which challenge spinoff should count and which should. I think that would make for a really fun conversation. I think that the main challenge show should be the only ones we count as main challenge championships, and the other spinoffs should be just counted as a total title count. So when I say that CT is a 5-time challenge champion, and then in the same breath, I can say that CT has a total of 7 challenge titles, encompassing everything that he has, because I don't want to take away the spinoffs. Even if you won Champs vs. Stars 2, and people kind of look down on those being like, oh, they're playing picnic games or Big Brother games. But it's still technically the challenge. It's as much the challenge as the All-Stars and all the challenge spinoffs that we've had recently. So that's how I group them. So to me, I'm I guess you would call it challenge purist, where I only look at the main flagship show as official challenge championships, but I don't disregard all the spinoff wins because those are really hard to win as well. So for Jordan, I would say that he is a 3-time challenge champion, but holds 4 total challenge titles, if that makes any sense. And I think I do want to start making a series of talking to other content creators about topics like this, and I think it could be really, really interesting. If you have a challenge or reality TV content creator that you would like me to reach out to have conversations like these, let me know them down in the comment section below. Who would you like to see on the channel talking about stuff like that? And the final comment comes from Bianca, who says, I might be the only one who didn't want Jordan and Kaz to win, LOL. Just happy this horrible show is over. Call in the All-Stars. Now, I will say, I think a lot of people were looking forward to or hoping that there would have been an All-Stars 4 trailer dropped either right after the credits of the Challenge World Championships or online the next day after the season has wrapped up. Yet, we have gotten nothing so far. But what did we actually get? Well, we actually got a Challenge USA Season 2 teaser. Now, I have been told by my Discord that they have not officially finished filming or wrapping up on the Challenge USA 2. However, we get a teaser of TJ talking to the camera and kind of being told, hey, check this out, it's coming this summer. So to me, I think that's saying that we're going to get the Challenge USA Season 2 before All-Stars 4, and maybe they're going to push back All-Stars 4 to later on this year. I mean, if they don't announce it relatively soon, that's how I'm going to picture it, and we might not have All-Stars until maybe September this fall? We'll see. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know any of the plans. Maybe they'll overlap. I have no idea. I just was shocked when I saw on Twitter and through my patrons and on my Discord that there was a teaser to the Challenge USA 2. I was like, what? Before All-Stars 4? Why? When? How? No! But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I think everybody's getting excited for All-Stars now that World Championships is over, but I have a feeling that we're going to get USA Season 2 before All-Stars. And also, the Challenge USA Season 2 looks to be coming to CBS. It doesn't look like it's going to be a Paramount Plus exclusive as originally rumored online. So that's pretty exciting. But that is it for the challenge World Championship coverage. It's over. This is done. This is the final video. This is the final Tiny Table Talk. This is the final everything for the Challenge World Championship. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do a World Championship season review. Maybe I'll do it live on the channel one of these nights, and yeah, go over it. I want to marinate on this season, go over the finals, go over the whole season, how we felt about this season, and then give an honest review after a few days removed, maybe a week removed. So keep an eye on that. I'll definitely update everybody on what I do for The Challenge World Championship season review. Maybe it'll be a live. Maybe I'll have people join me for that live. Or maybe I'll just make a video and then put it out. And maybe I'll have people with me on there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's all going to come out. But technically, this is it for the Challenge World Championship. Closing the season, closing the book. What did you think about the season overall? Let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think about the Crack the Code controversy and conspiracy? Do you think that there is a chance of 042 being a correct answer? Or do you think that everybody just got it wrong, production fudged up? Let me know anything and everything down in the comment section below. I want to give a special shout out, thank you to everyone who supports me over at patreon.com/angelcakevids. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to everyone who's watching this video up to this point, as well as watching through this whole season. Whether you started from the beginning of World Championship or in the middle of World Championship, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you everyone for continuing to watch and support me, whether you like the season or dislike the season or stopped watching the season or don't even have Paramount Plus. I really, really appreciate everybody for being here each and every week, commenting, interacting, watching. I just really, really appreciate it. And yeah, I can't wait for another season of the challenge, whether it's USA 2, All-Stars 4, and also there's a whole bunch of rumors about the Challenge 39 now. So we have a lot of the challenge coming up very, very soon, as well as a ton of content that I'm producing and will be getting out to everybody very, very soon. But until then, peace.